Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, IO's James Bond game has an official title. We are going to see more of The Witcher 4 tomorrow, and Hi-Fi Rush's studio is hiring for a new action game. We'll have all of this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, June 2nd, 2025, Nintendo Switch 2 launch week.
Summer Game Fest week.
Ooh-wee, what a week! I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. New York Game Awards nominated, a.k.a. Perry Poppy Blessing Adeoye Jr.
I have to acknowledge the fact that you're still using this coffee cup that you got from the Nintendo store.
That's correct.
And I look inside it expecting to see regular coffee, and I'm surprised to see that you have ice cubes in this thing. You're drinking iced coffee out of a regular coffee mug.
Well, as you know, in our hit Gamescast, where we went through the Nintendo store and talked about it and did all that stuff, and we went through all our purchases, I said I bought this coffee cup because it's cute and I like it. Obviously, I like the roost. I like Animal Crossing. You know that. And that I was going to have it be my coffee cup. But then it's just getting hotter now. You know what I mean? It's summertime. And so I like a good iced coffee, especially I did 20 minutes, 21 technically, in the car today for Gregway. And so I got it parched. And so I want the liquids in me quicker. So I cool it down. So yeah, I've been putting the iced coffee in there. I've been putting the
I'm just not used to seeing ice cubes in a coffee cup. You know,
I hear you.
right.
Again, I'm just committed to it. Because then I'd be using a glass, and I got the Pedro glass for my water now. Like I got my setup here.
Hey, where does Pedro glass come from?
Mill Valley Pasta. For some reason, he had them. So I was like, when I put them on an Instagram story, I'm like, you saved me one. And it sat in the shop for weeks until I actually made it there, but I got there. And now I have a Pedro Pascal cup.
How are you doing? How's your weekend?
I am excellent. My weekend was good. It was a good family weekend.
Nice.
All right, you know what I mean? So we went to the beach, took Benny out for ice cream. He woke up from his nap. We were there. We got home. I made him watch the Superman trailer again, and then I gave him all the Superman toys I had bought and been hiding. So like a big, hopefully.
You're incepting him right now.
Exactly, 100%. But part of it was, of course, let's have a great family weekend so I can ignore these fuckers the rest of this week. We got SGF. We got Nintendo Switch 2. We got bonkers coverage and plans over here. It's time to get serious. It's E3 week.
It feels like that.
It does.
Which has me very excited. What I did over the weekend was play a bunch of games, kind of like trying to dive into my backlog. It's funny because this weekend I played Hollow Knight. I actually started that on my trip on my Steam Deck to my trip to LA last week.
And that's the thing, I haven't seen you in a while. You've been off there doing you went to LA, you did all the stuff.
Like
you haven't been on shows, I feel like.
The last 3 to 4 weeks, I've been in LA every single week.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like I've just not been on shows as much as I usually am. But that has given me time to just be on my Steam Deck and play different things. And so yeah, I've been playing Hollow Knight. I started playing Half-Life over the weekend. I also played the demo for Dispatch.
I want to hear about that. Yeah. I saw, of course, you've made your return to streaming. I see you over there on twitch.tv/blessing jr.
Yeah, I'm trying to stream a bit more consistently. So as an excuse, essentially, to dive into my backlog.
Yeah.
Because we've had this top 100 game the thing that we've been preparing for.
Sure.
And funny enough, we've already submitted our list now. But for some reason, after submitting the list, I was like, all right, now I'm going to play the games that I was actually going to fucking try and play for this list. And so, yeah, I've been going through these games. But yes, during the weekend, I picked up Dispatch and I played the demo. Have you gotten to check out the demo yet?
No, I have not. Yeah, that dropped late last week into this weekend, I know. And so I'm already sold on it. I saw you come to the realization that it's a management thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole hook, right? Is Aaron Paul's the character you're playing as. He can't be a hero, so he's behind the desk dispatching the heroes to go out and do things.
Yeah, and I don't know how. It's funny, I rewatched the trailer after I played the demo, and I played the demo a second time. I played this demo twice because the first time I'm playing it, I start the demo, and I'm in the cutscenes, and I'm watching the story play out, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome. The animation quality is so good. This game has such good presentation.
Yeah.
I want to just watch this show or this game as a Netflix show or as an Amazon show, the way I do Invincible.
Yeah.
The choices feel very Telltale, and I like the writing. I like the characters. This world has personality to it. And then they threw me into this management sim where it is, all right, you have 8 heroes that are essentially Suicide Squad style, they're criminals, but they're now enlisted as heroes, but they're also kind of bad people, but they're trying to do a good thing, right?
Yeah.
And so you have these heroes that are Z tier essentially that you're sending out on these different missions because you're looking at this map of the city, and then you have different things happen that pop up. So you'll get an exclamation point that you'll hover over, and it's all right, my son's balloon got stuck in a tree.
My
so
balloon!
Can you send somebody that can get a balloon out of a tree, and then also somebody that's not going to scare children? Or you'll get a different thing that's like, all right, there's a bank that's being robbed. Can you send somebody that can deal with maybe that might have stealth for a hostage situation,
sure.
might have like the strength to deal with like, you know, robbers or whatever it is. And you're looking at your roster of heroes and having to figure out like, all right, who's right to send? All right, this person is now resting because I just sent them on another mission. And so now I got to look at the remaining people that I have on my list, and like having to balance all these heroes, and then also having another layer of being able to level up the heroes as you go. Way different from what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be straight up just a Telltale game.
Make choices. Yeah.
And like the management stuff is in there in the trailer, but I think I just thought it was going to be mini game type stuff. And it seems like this is actually a good portion of what you're doing during the game. And I was very surprised. I came out of the first demo playthrough, because it's like a 30-minute demo. It's not that long. Came out of the first one being like, oh, that was different than what I thought this game was. I don't know. And then I played it again. And I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
It's got the sauce.
I'm even more excited now for this game. And so shout out
Did you do it on Steam Deck, or is it Deck?
No,
okay.
I just played it on my computer. I don't know if it's Deck compatible.
How much mouse movement is there?
I believe you can play with a controller,
Okay.
but I mean, it seems like one of those games that'll be easier with a mouse.
Obviously,
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
Yeah. You should check it out.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, Dispatch is high on my list of anticipated stuff for this year. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The demo just kind of snuck up on me, and then I've been playing a different game.
Oh.
Fantasy Life I.
Oh.
The Girl Who Steals Time. All
Whoa!
right. There's a 21-minute Greg review in progress as your Greg way today, so you can get on that once Cool Greg gets it uploaded and see about that. But that's what I've been tinkering with. Yeah.
A lot of games happening.
There are a lot of games. Too many games would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the motto from last week for me, of like, all right, there's just way too much happening here. And then for people to come out and say Fantasy Life I is your kind of game, Greg.
Yeah.
When we watched the trailer, I was like, I don't know about that.
Can you give me like what your 21-minute Greg way is in like 2 words?
This game has so many fucking systems layered on top of each other. Bear, if you want to toss up a trailer, I can tell you a little bit more about Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time. It was this idea that last week, we've reacted to the trailer before. It's been in presentations. And then last week, somebody was like, Greg, you like Animal Crossing, but this is way better than Animal Crossing. There's more to it. And then we watched this trailer, and I said, this looks like a game that's doing a bunch of stuff and not getting any of it 100% right. It looks like a jack of all trades, masters of none, right?
Yeah.
If you're an audio listener going for it. Yeah, master 14 unique lives. These are jobs you can have as you run around. It's like, I gave a literal, a little more than 5 hours in right now. I gave a literal verbatim, here's the story so far kind of thing. And it sounds like when Ben tells me a story. Because it's so, well, you're doing this, you're doing that, and then you go in time. And then like last night at the 5 hour mark is finally when it was like, all right, here's Animal Crossing. Like everything else has been not at all build a town, do this thing.
I'm shocked because we're watching the trailer and I'm shocked by how much combat I'm seeing.
There's a lot of combat, if you want there to be. There's a lot of tree stuff in there. So I am enjoying my time with it. I'm excited for more. I talked a little bit, just tip of the sword, on Friday show with Steven Totillo about it, right? That I think one of the things I think that it's awesome they're getting right, because this is a level 5 game, right?
Yeah.
Available right now on PC, Switch 1, PS5, Xbox. It'll be a Switch 2 enhanced edition or whatever come this week, or maybe a standalone. But what I think is really interesting about it is that they are cross-platform save. So I think what's going to give it even more legs for me is that Thursday I get the Switch 2 and want to try as much new stuff as we can on it, but how many new games are there to actually try out, right? And the fact that I can download this and then kick my save over from PC and see how it runs in Switch 2 and do all that, I'm pretty stoked for.
Oh yeah. So you're into it.
I am. Yeah. It's that thing of, when I kind of talked shit about it when we watched the trailer last time around, somebody BS'd me and they were like, hey, like, I hear you, but I'm 20 hours in and the game's ridiculous. My head's still swimming. And I was like, all right, that can't be the case. And then for like the people, they keep adding more characters. They keep adding more systems. They keep adding more things that I should be doing or not doing. And it's like, I don't know at what point we're finally, because they pitch it as like, oh, it's a cozy, slow life sim RPG. So like they're pitching it like Animal Crossing. So eventually I know the training wheels are going to fall away and be like, all right, what do you want to do? Would you just want to cook food and sell it? Or do you want to go fight these monsters? Or do you want to chase the thing where you can go back in time 1,000 years and come forward I don't know what the fuck's going on. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing more of that and seeing what that's all about.
Cool.
But for now, I'm excited to talk about the news.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, and podcast services around the globe. If you like that, we'd love you to pick up a Kind of Funny membership. Of course, $10 a month gets you all of our content ad-free. That's more than 80 episodes of content a month. And of course, it would get you your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, where I talk about whatever I want to talk about in my car. I usually answer your questions, sometimes review games. Of course, for 15 to 20 minutes each and every weekday, adding up to 4 hours of exclusive podcasting each and every month. However, if you have no bucks tossed our way, no big deal. Like, subscribe, share, click the follow button. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, give us that free subscription that expires each and every 30 days. And of course, to be part of the show live as we record it, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames with your super chats. You can get in here and talk about the news or just talk. A lot of people are talking about this. Parker Real says, will Greg be doing his championship parade in July? The missus and I are heading on an SF trip and need the deets. As I have confirmed, I will be talking the details of my Game Showdown championship parade on Nintendo Switch today when we're streaming live. I figured two big news announcements. Chocolate and peanut butter coming together.
Why do you do this?
I will confirm it is not in July. It is going to be in June.
That's soon.
Very soon. Sooner than you think.
That's scary, actually.
You've missed a few meetings.
Oh, God.
You asked me, what did I miss?
I've been gone for 3 meetings.
You do ask, what did I miss in the meeting? And I usually tell you the important stuff. I forgot about my big important meeting. Barista Brand says, my everyday coffee is shaken iced coffee. There you go. Good for you.
All right.
And then there's more stuff coming up, but we'll get there as we get there. Remember, of course, some housekeeping. We are an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. And as I already told you, it is a humongous week for us and the industry. First things first, we are throwing a Nintendo Switch 2 launch party, and you are invited. This Wednesday, going into Thursday morning, tune in as we pick up, unbox, and play our Switch 2s for the very first time. Details a bit wishy-washy on this. We're either going to go live just before 8, maybe just before 9 p.m. here, West Coast, Best Coast time. We will have people in the studio, Mike and Roger, going live, while others will be out in the world securing Switches at 9 p.m., of course, the midnight for here on the West Coast. We will get it. We will bring it all the way back here to the office. We will unbox it. We will play it. And at some point, others of us will go home and go to bed. Stella's in the chat. Hi, Stella. Mike and Roger will stay awake all night long playing the Nintendo Switch 2 for your amusement, seeing what's going on with Mario Kart. That will roll right in to Kind of Funny Games Daily. And then, of course, we will give you the news you need to know about before playing more Switch 2, before reacting to SGF, of course. Or that's Friday, I guess. But we're playing all day, doing a live thing. SGF on Friday. It's a crazy week, but what you need to know is you can stay up with us all night long.
And that all night long stream will just be Twitch exclusive, just because we don't know how
the way
long.
marathon streams are handled. Yeah, you'll have to check it out on Twitch. Are we trying to upload to YouTube later, I assume? We usually do that.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll see what the vibes are, if it's worth putting up and stuff. And then Games Daily that Thursday morning, and then that'll, I think, go right into just game, like us playing.
Yeah, the plan is that then we will go from Games Daily straight into playing more Switch 2, and then when we feel we've got our heads wrapped around it, we'll do a live Gamescast on the same setup while we play more stuff of what our first impressions are.
Barrett, I want you to think about something.
Here we go. Barrett, start fucking thinking.
Barrett, I need you to think about Think about Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 and how me and you tackle it. Because is that something we stream? Is that something where we kick everybody else off and play it? Or do we play that on our own time?
Or do you guys start playing Fantasy Life I alongside me? It's multiplayer. You can start your own
Here's
islands.
the thing, Bless. Mm-hmm. It's like, you and I love Deltarune. A very small portion of our audience love Deltarune. I don't remember chapters like 1 and 2 like the best.
It doesn't matter.
And I also think I played that on Steam. And so I don't know if I need to play chapters 1 and 2 to play 3 and 4 on Switch. So I don't know. And also just like, even if we did just stream chapters 3, like, is that good streaming content? You know,
it could be at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
not staying overnight.
But like, we wake up. You know what I mean? We go home. We fall asleep at 7 p.m. We wake up at 3 because we know that, like, all right, cool. Who the fuck is watching? Me and you show up and we live our Deltarune best life.
I like that a lot.
Just think about it.
I'll think about it.
Just think about it.
I'll think about it. I'll think about maybe alternate ways that might be better to cover Deltarune as well.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Remember, today after Kind of Funny Games Daily, you're going to get the Gamescast. It is our final SGF predictions as we prepare for Jeff's show on Friday. After Gamescast is going to be a Kind of Funny podcast where we will celebrate the fact that we won the Tomorrow War. That's right. We made it trend, everybody. That's all you need to know.
I miss so much.
And then your stream's going to be more Elden Ring Nightrein. If you're a Kind of Funny member, Snowbike Mike goes big this month with the Patreon exclusive poster made by the incredible Panda Musk. Remember, of course, we have contracted Panda Musk to give you 12 amazing posters at kindoffunny.com/premium. Of course, every month on Patreon, we have a special tier where you get a physical item. This month is this amazing Snowbike Mike poster that I just love. I love this.
It's fantastic.
What is this pulling for? Like, what's the...
That's him. That's
He's
his snow bike.
He loves snow bikes.
Oh,
and his name is
I'm
Mike.
thinking more of like the art style. Like, what is this pulling from? What is this inspired by? Like, artistic.
See, what I see is
snow bike part.
What's the game? Thank goodness you're here. I feel like that's what I get when I look at this character.
Yeah, I kind of see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, that is a good question though. What is the inspiration there? Because it is tickling something in my brain.
Like, it's
We're all tasked with giving kind of a mood board vibe.
Yeah.
For our respective posters, so I just wonder what Mike pulled from.
Like, it seems like one of those Adult Swim cartoons that's on at like 8 p.m., not like midnight. You know what I mean? Like, they know the kids are still watching, so they kind of keep it cute.
Yeah.
Like an early Adult Swim kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my Greg Way, like I said, is 20 minutes of my review so far of Fantasy Life, I, the Girl Who Steals Time. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney Twining. Today, we're brought to you by X-Reel. We'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. Time for some news. 5 items on the Roper Report.
Baker's Dozen.
Number 1, James Bond game from Hitman dev has a new title, 007 First Light. Official reveal this week. This is Rebecca Valentine at IGN.com. Finally, more than 5 years after its announcement, we're about to get our first real look at IO Interactive's new James Bond game. Initially teased as Project 007, the official title is 007 First Light and is set for reveal sometime this week. In a post to Twitter/X today, developer IO Interactive showed a still image of presumably James Bond in a silhouette lit faintly by a single beam of light. The text reading First Light 007 and game reveal this week. It included a hashtag earn the number. Likely a reference to the fact the project is an origin story centered around Bond earning his 007 number. The post didn't include any further details, but it seems likely we'll see this game at one of the showcases planned for this coming week as a part of Summer Game Fest, Summer Gaming, or one of the other gaming events typical for this first week of June. Blessing, Adeoye Jr.
Greg Miller.
007 First Light. What do we think of the name, and do you care?
I mean, I care about this project because I fucking love IO Interactive and what they've done with Hitman. What do I think of the name? I'm not.
Oh no,
I'm not sold completely on it yet, but I think it could grow on me. I think at first blush, and this is a me problem. I immediately think of Infamous First Light. It's all I'm like, oh, that's like, it just does a weird thing in my brain that like now when I see that title, I automatically think of that other game. That's gonna fade with time, of course. I'm probably like one of 5 people that have that problem.
I know, and I'm one of them too.
Yes.
All right, nobody's getting away from this. How dare they? How dare they insult Fetch this way and steal the name?
It's fucked up. It's real fucked up. I'm excited for what this reveal looks like. Barry, if you can bring back up the silhouette, because the question I want to throw back at you now is, what are they hiding with the silhouette?
Oh, I know.
Barrett knows.
I already have a good guess.
Do you think, because where my conspiracy brain goes is there like an actor that we know?
Oh, 100%. That's why they're covering the face here.
Who do you think it is?
Josh Beck.
Oh my God.
Damn, you were fucking ready. You were ready for that.
That's fucking awesome.
I don't actually think it's going to be Josh Peck.
Yeah, I can't.
The hair and silhouette reminded me.
Let me see him again.
Hold on.
Because can I tell
really
you?
good, Barrett.
I'm going to tell you.
Fuck, that could be Josh Peck.
I have a prediction. It's one of my SGF predictions. We're
I
doing
love-
the SGF predictions right after this.
How many of us do you think had a James Bond prediction? Because I definitely had a James Bond prediction written down.
I didn't until today.
Oh,
where
wow.
I'm calling the shot here. Okay.
All right.
But I need it. I don't want this one to be stolen from me. All right. It's gonna be Rahul.
I was thinking the same.
I think it's
thing.
Rahul, and I think they reveal that it's not SGF.
Does this look like Rahul?
I mean, who knows how much the light's playing with it? You know what I mean? A lot of people want to look at this and see a white guy. Let's just call it down the line. You know what I mean? But I think the golden light can play off of skin differently, and I think again that'd be a good swerve.
I
See,
agree.
Vitz Patel, isn't this dude white? I don't know. Is it? It's a silhouette, Vitz. Do you want to fucking you know Vitz over here sees a silhouette ready to go to the cops and say he knows who the man is?
But I mean, for me, that's like another thing with the silhouette, right? Even if it's an actor, even if it's not like a recognizable actor that we know that's being revealed for the role, I think even if it is just a James Bond that we haven't seen before, whether it is somebody with a different skin color or somebody that just looks different than, you know, Daniel Craig or like the Pierce Brosnan or like the James Bonds that we know, I think that enough is exciting enough to like, you know, keep the character as part of the reveal. Have the character look be a part of the
And
okay, this is
the
what we're
official
getting.
press release they gave said, and I mean this isn't giving much, right? But it's like the official press release I got today from 47. The reveal will give a world premiere look at 007 First Light, featuring never before seen footage to start a new era for James Bond in video games.
I love that.
Is New Era doing a lot of heavy lifting in my mind? Of course. It could just be a fucking white guy and it would still be a new era of 007 video games. But I like the idea that IO's sitting there saying like, you know what, we're going to do the thing that the movies aren't. The movies, everybody wants them to shake up not everybody. A lot of people want them to shake up Bond, you know, maybe do a gender swap, maybe do a race swap, do whatever. If they're not going to be a part of it, maybe we could do that and stand out that way. And then also definitively set ourselves away from, nobody's going to glance at Rahul on the cover and be like, oh, is this tied into the movie or something like that, you know?
Or hear me out.
Okay.
What's up?
Josh Peck.
I think
You're really hot with the Josh Peck button. I'm glad we built it.
for the words new era, I love those words so much for describing this because I think that comes with a lot of things. It's what you're talking about as far as being able to define what IO Interactive's James Bond is. But I think with that, for me, era implies franchise. That implies series.
100%,
That implies
100%. It does.
we don't want to be one and done with this. We want to like carry the flag for what this version of James Bond is going to be for the foreseeable future for us.
Yeah.
And I think with that, when you think of previous eras of James Bond, they've always, I won't say always, but most of the time have been connected to a movie actor. They've either been you're playing as the Pierce Brosnan one or you're playing as the Daniel Craig one, right? Like, I think there have been rare times where you're playing as an original James Bond. I think there was like a Wii one where you're like going through the different eras.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wasn't there something there? I'm not a James Bond guy. So
yeah, that was like the one I think where you're like the one James Bond game they've made where you're playing as an original Bond. But here, if you are as IO Interactive making the IO Bond, I think with that comes with a lot of like things you need to do because then you kind of have to create your own, not your own universe, but I guess your own story, your own like line of this is what this Bond is. This is what this Bond is doing. And so like, and that could even flow back into gameplay as far as like, you're used to getting the first person games for the most part. There have been some third person, right? But like for what we know IO to be doing with Hitman, right? Like you're going to redefine a lot of what it means to even play as James Bond itself.
Barrett, before you jump in, I just want to say super chats, getting your predictions for who this is, or if you even give a shit. Back to you, Barrett.
I got it. Face scan. They're gonna face scan you in.
You are Bond.
You
that
are
would
Bond.
be awful. God, that would look terrible. Can you imagine? The cutscenes are like it's all like polygonal. And
It's
like
funny
horrible.
'cause,
What's
like-
worse, that
Or Josh
Or Josh
Peck.
or Josh Peck?
It's funny because like out of all the places where technology is advanced, I feel like face recognition for like video game cameras is
So
the one thing
awful.
that's like
Still
never come
terrible.
around.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like a lot of Google VO on TikTok, you know,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah, yeah.
new AI stuff. It's fucking ridiculous how good it is. Like how like impressive it is technically. We've made so many strides, but the camera shit for video games is not taking one
Not
step
there.
forward.
It's not there. I already have a bunch popping in. All right. Cody super chats in and says Richard Madden is that silhouette. I'm calling it.
Richard Madden.
If you're not familiar with Richard Madden, he is one of the Game of Thrones people. Now,
Dude.
I've gone as far as I can with that because I don't love Game of Thrones. I know he's a Game of Thrones person.
If I thought
But he's a
ahead for
Game
this,
of Thrones guy.
and if I
Rob Stark, thank you.
if I had the work ethic, I would have came in an hour early and made like a bracket full of actors.
Yeah.
of like who is this?
Well, I
James
think,
Bond?
and this is where it gets interesting. Now, let's put down our swords. Let's put down our torches. Let's get okay.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody knows, I'm not the foremost authority on British history or British culture. All right, so we just said it. All right, I did watch 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later this weekend. Of course, you know how much I love those films. All right, but for Richard Madden, the immediately underneath it, everybody stay with me. On Google, it says Scottish actor. Are we? This is again. I don't know what I'm talking about. Full stop. I'm not trying to offend anybody. Isn't it like? Does 007 have to be mainland British? Because I know Scottish people are very much like, I'm fucking Scottish, right? Again, 20 weeks later, Cillian Murphy, right, is Irish. And like, he won't he like mean mugs the royalty when they come to the premieres. And I fucking love it, right? And like, some interviewer one time was like, oh, you're fucking British. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm Irish. He's like, British. And they got a huge fucking fight about it. Yeah. Like, I know that there's stuff going on over there.
But like, you can portray a character, right?
Chat's quick to point out Sean Connery is Scottish.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go Scottish, British, you could just go all the way even more west.
Brosnahan is Irish, somebody says. And then, Josh Peck. Yeah. Well, I mean, the amount of people who shouted out, it looks like Jack Quaid in the silhouette.
No, bring back up the silhouette. What are we doing? I don't see any of these people. Honestly, you want to know what I see?
I don't think
Josh Peck.
I don't think is going that out of pocket. Like we're doing our own game and he's American.
What's fucking Thor's actor's name?
Hemsworth.
I see Hemsworth here. And I know this isn't Hemsworth, but like that's lean. When I see the silhouette, that's the only person who I can like fit in it, and I know it's not it. So like, I think maybe the silhouette is just here to throw us off. I could see when we get the final actor, they look nothing like.
Like, what if this is actually the villain?
Oh, fuck Barrett. That'd be awesome. They make the bear. They make the entire trailer opens and it's just like famous. You know what? Video game level famous.
Yeah.
Actor is there and whatever, and he's this white guy with a gun. It turns out he's the bad guy, and Rahul kills him.
When is Ben Starr gonna be a bad guy?
He's too nice, and he's not intimidating. He's sexy. There's a difference.
But like I think he could turn it. I think like
Sephiroth is a bad guy, but also sexy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like Ben Starr could portray a Sephiroth if he wanted to.
Yeah. Don't put him in a corner, Greg.
I did though.
Don't put baby in a corner.
I put him right there.
I'm excited to see whoever this is. I mean, do you think it could be Ben Starr?
I mean, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
They could easily. I mean, we're going off of a silhouette and wanting to jump and do that. It could be Ben Starr. Ben Starr is having quite the.
But I feel like Rahul is our like the pick. Yeah. Like Rahul is like who we're like, oh, we could see him playing a James Bond, which I could also see Ben Starr playing a James Bond. But like, I feel like Rahul. It's too nice.
Ben Starr would shoot me.
Is James Bond mean? He's when I don't associate James
Listen,
Bond.
I just saw a clip of James Bond on Reddit today, out of context. He looked pretty mean. He shot a guy in the leg.
Do you know what
set him Bond up with?
Do you want to know what it is? It's the fact that Ben Starr is also funny. Like he's a good-looking man, but he's also funny, and we've allowed the funniness to corrupt.
Rahul good-looking, not funny at all.
But like can't make a joke to save his life.
I fucking hate talking to him.
I saw him like trying to dunk on Timur, and like I was like, you see this, making fun of his From Software, and I was like, I don't know, man, the punchline isn't there.
Yeah,
you need Alana to elevate,
exactly.
to elevate the humor for you. You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
Y'all need to get further into Expedition, or no, Bless, you finished Expedition 33, right? I think, like Ben has that side of him.
For sure.
I'm just saying.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Joshua Mitchell super chats and says, I want Rahul to be the silhouette. I'm sorry. I want Rahul, but the silhouette is kind of giving Arthur Darvill when he was Rip Hunter in Legends of Tomorrow. And until we got to the very end there, I was lost on what the fuck we were talking about. But now I'm with you. Now I'm with you. Yes,
those are all made up words until
DC Legends of Tomorrow, which I know you knew way too much. Oh, that's Arrow. You knew way too much about Arrow.
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow is where I stopped.
Oh, this is what we're crediting him for is Legends of Tomorrow and not Doctor Who.
Rip Hunter was great.
See, okay,
that's damn it.
Speaking of Doctor Who, I was thinking about the most recent Doctor, Nkuti Gatwa. That's obviously not his silhouette, but I was like, I would have loved to see him portray a James Bond, possibly.
Can I see the silhouette now that I've looked at Arthur Darvill?
His name is Rory from Doctor Who.
They just give the Doctor Who mantle to everybody.
Well, he's not the Doctor. He's like one of the companions. That's what he's known for. You know? I can see it.
I can see it. Yeah, you can fit that in there. And then Dan says, do you think we'll be able to create our own James Bond? If so, can't wait to see what freakish Bonds people make.
I hope not.
Face scan.
I don't think James Bond is the kind of character that you like let people create a character for.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with the merch and marketing you're going to want to put behind this.
Yeah.
I would think you'd want it you'd want to craft something on your own.
And for the opportunity that you have as IO Interactive to set yourself apart for like storytelling and what you want to do with that, right? Like, not that you can't, obviously you can tell amazing stories with original characters, but I think there's something different for when you have a recognizable, all right, James Bond. We can tell our James Bond story here.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the one thing that was missing from Hitman is obviously Agent 47, recognizable, iconic, all these things. And those games had stories, but the story was the far from like the great thing that people loved about the Hitman like recent games, right? It is the gameplay, it is the stealth, it is like the amount of variety that you have and how you can play those games. I think this is IO's chance to have that plus a really good story in their game that people will remember and care about.
Oh yeah. RVB Jeeps says, watch it be Agent 47 with a wig. I do like that.
That'd be fire.
Alex Superchat say, shout out to Barrett. That was awesome. Rick L says, could be Joe Alwyn. What do you think, Greg? No. Dead to us. All right. Pretty simple.
Alwyn.
Someone also saying the actor who plays Neville from the Harry Potter movies.
Sure. Yeah. Dexter says, I think Charlie Cox. Hope you all have a great weekend. That'd be awesome.
He's just all in on video games now.
Yeah, fuck. I really had a great time with Expedition Week, except when I had to work with that sexy Ben Starr.
A Charlie Cox James Bond. That is actually a really good point. I know we're talking about a lot of movie stars, but like it is James Bond. Like this would be a character that like you do have to pull to get a movie star in.
Andrew Brown says people hated Daniel Craig when he was first cast as James Bond.
That's true.
Hear me out. You get
I don't know why.
Carmy from The Bear.
Oh sure, yeah.
With a British accent. What is he? Willy Wonka? What is his? Wait, was he Willy? No,
everybody said
Timothy
he should be
Chalamet.
Willy Wonka. Everybody said he should be Willy Wonka because he looks so much like Gene Wilder.
He does actually.
Yeah,
I never put that together.
Yeah, dude, there's so many great photoshops of him in the purple suit with the hat and shit.
That's really funny.
Race Cox says, Rance Cox says it's gonna be a DH Pierce Brosnan. And then Cooking with Vinny says it's Snowbike Mike. I daydream about that every so often.
Which part?
If one of us, like, for some reason got cast in like a big deal, like a cameo in a Marvel movie, but we didn't tell the others. And then we just went to a normal screener and like all of a sudden fucking Nick's in the background. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I might have one of those coming up.
Oh, really?
No.
I'd be happy if you did though.
Thank you. I'd be happy if you did, Greg.
That's why we're best friends.
Come on.
Of course, you could be a kind of funny best friend. You could be live in the chat, shouting out all sorts of stuff, distracting me by saying Stella. Wishing my bully into existence. Of course, you could super chat live as we do the show to be part of the news. And most importantly, you can pick up a Kind of Funny membership. It's the best way to support our small, independent, 11-person operation and make sure you get all the cool content like Wednesday into Thursdays all-night stream. If you want to support Kind of Funny, of course, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple or Spotify to pick up your Kind of Funny membership. Get all of our shows ad-free, and of course, get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, and Greg Way. But right now, you're not using your benefits, so here's a word from our sponsors.
This episode's brought to you by Xreal. Y'all know that a few months ago, my life changed forever when I brought a pair of Xreal 1 AR glasses on a long flight to New York. I legit could not believe how easy it is to use and high quality my experience was playing games, watching movies, TV shows on the plane without just too much extra stuff around me or, especially not, a giant goofy headset around my head. No joke, this is my favorite new tech product in years and it has earned a permanent spot in my travel bag. It is only hard to believe that it works as well as I'm saying until you try Xreal 1 AR glasses for yourself. And then you will see that the future is now. The tech is here. Connect Xreal 1 glasses to wherever you are playing, whether it's a handheld console, a PC, phone, home console. You just get a massive 150-inch virtual screen anywhere, anytime, for any game. Gaming on the go like a long-haul flight, you need the Xreal 1. Neck starting to hurt from staring down at your handheld? We've all been there. You need an Xreal 1. A screen as big as your wall. Instant plug and play with all of your devices via USB-C. Built-in audio with sound by Bose, anchoring your screen anywhere in space. It's awesome. It just works. Zero latency at 1080p full HD. These are what make Xreal 1 a must-have. And we hear Xreal 1 Pro is coming soon with an even bigger virtual screen. Hit our link below to get your Xreal glasses today. There's nothing better than when a sponsor of Kind of Funny is something that we are legitimately obsessed with. And that is exactly the case here with Xreal. You're going to hear me talking about these forever. Go to xreal.com for more.
Now, as someone who believes in taking a joke too far, I wanted to give Stella props in the chat.
Yeah.
Because as we went to ad, she goes, "Wait, chat, has Greg wished everyone a happy Pride yet?" And everyone went, "No, no, no." And then Stella goes, "Wow, how homophobic of him."
That's good.
Happy Pride,
Because I noticed it too. So I was waiting for Greg to say it.
And honestly, like Greg still hasn't said. Greg still hasn't said when he's doing his parade, and a lot of people are worried that he's going to take over Pride. And like, can you confirm or deny that, Greg?
I will deny that. I'm taking over a different event. Okay. Number 2 on the Roper Report, The Witcher 4. The Witcher 4 is unreal. What? They're already out there. You're celebrating one thing, celebrate my thing.
You know, fair enough.
Gamers. Number 2, The Witcher 4's Unreal Engine 5 in-game features and technology set to be revealed tomorrow. This is Tom Phillips at IGN.com. The Witcher 4 developer CD Projekt Red has confirmed it will showcase more of its highly anticipated upcoming RPG this week. In a post on social media this afternoon, CD Projekt announced it would be bringing a look at, quote, the innovative technology and features that will power The Witcher 4 and beyond. Beyond. Thank you. To Epic Games' State of Unreal briefing tomorrow. Epic's keynote will kick off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, June 3rd, and will be streamed online. Huh!
How much of this do you think we're going to get for The Witcher 4? As far as the frequency in which we're seeing the marketing for this game being tied to Unreal Engine. Is this like, did Epic throw just a bunch of money at CD Projekt to go, hey, every trailer we're just gonna like make sure we're highlighting that this is Unreal Engine 5? Like, I'm surprised we're seeing this show up again this way. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, it's a good partnership, right? Chat or Blessing or Barrett, anybody. I forget, was Witcher 3 the last Witcher, Jesus?
Yeah.
Was that in an Unreal Engine or was that in a proprietary engine? Is the big deal here that they're using Unreal because, hey, this is new for us and we're doing this whole thing?
That might be a question for chat, because I remember
Red Kit says Corey Cudney.
Cyberpunk had a big thing of like, all right, we're not using this
Red Engine.
Red Engine, yeah.
So I imagine that would be the thing, of course, if you're CD Projekt, this is going to be a colossally huge game, but you have to learn a new engine on top of it, right? You're working so closely with Unreal that, there's probably a financial partnership there of, cool, we're going to help you every step of the way, plus we want to use you.
Because, honestly, great partnership.
100%.
Like, it's very beneficial for both sides, especially for Epic. Like, I think one of the things that was the most, like, interesting things for that original Witcher 4 reveal trailer was that, the text that was like, oh, this is running in like a future Unreal Engine version or whatever. I forget the exact wording, but it was something along those lines. And I think we see that and we're like, oh, damn, that's cool. The Witcher is kind of, they're showing us like this future look at how games are going to look like, via The Witcher 4. That's fucking awesome. And to see it pop up again now, it's like, oh, you guys clearly have like shaking hands and being like, yo, we're going to prop each other up in this relationship, which makes a lot of sense.
Ghost of Dreams in the Twitch chat said that it's been pointed out by the Kingdom Come Deliverance devs, or one of the director, I think he said, is already gone from over there, that no open world RPG's been made in Unreal Engine 5 yet. So I guess that's why you'd want to be behind it and do it, let alone the Witcher name. Awesome. I'm excited to see more, but to your question of how much are we actually getting, right?
Yeah.
They announced they'll be bringing a look at, quote, the innovative technology and features that will power The Witcher 4 and beyond. So I wonder, are we seeing systems? Are we seeing a little bit of a gameplay demo?
Is it gonna feel like we're like? Is it
GDC talk where it's like we're gonna be excited? We look at it like, oh, like
that's my thing. Is like, there's no way they're gonna show us systems and stuff, right? Like, it doesn't feel like this game is. I feel like for that, the game would have to be less than 2 years away. You know what I mean? For a game that feels like it's early, and we have access to CD Projekt's all of their like timelines as far as where they're at.
Very, very open.
Chat, remind me of where they're at with Witcher 4. Are they like solidly?
That is officially in pre-production, I thought, right?
Pre-production, or is it in production?
You're right.
Because I think it might just be
just
in
switched
production.
the other day. Witcher 4.
Because depending on where that's at, like that could inform, if we're in a place where we're ready to really talk about what we want to do with The Witcher 4, systems wise, weather systems, lighting systems, all that stuff.
Production is 7 months ago.
Okay.
Full production now. Okay. Everything full production.
Like, that'd be cool to get, but yeah, you're saying as of 7 months ago, that doesn't feel like we're in a place where we're going to get a deep dive into this thing, because why? But then also it's CD Projekt, and CD Projekt has been very good in recent years about being as transparent as possible.
But also, like, are we reading too much into it? The innovative technology and features that will power The Witcher 4 and beyond. So it's like, here's what we're using for it. It could just be facial animation tomorrow. It could just be one gray box combat thing they're doing as they run between things.
Is that? I'll ask you this question, right?
Sure.
Is that exciting for the Witcher 4 fan base? Is that the right foot to lead off with in marketing The Witcher 4, or should you would you prefer for them to play it closer to the chest and have whenever we see The Witcher 4 be it a big trailer, a big reveal, a big thing,
Yeah, I don't think this counts so much as a marketing beat. I think this is literally a marketing beat for Unreal. I think it's a marketing beat for what they're working with in terms of the briefing and the tech. But this was a marketing beat, this trailer, right? Dropping here, coming out and doing 5 minutes on how Unreal's face looks. Exactly. How we can make our eyes react to this and that. And I think that's the level we're getting tomorrow. And again, I think it might even be like a NPC they're pulling from this, that they're showing how they animated this NPC to do this and how we can make a real-time effect and real-time splash. And if something over here, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's going to be... It'll be newsworthy for all of us tomorrow in terms of, oh, look how great this looks or whatever. Yeah. But I don't think
it's not something for the Witcher Reddit to be oh, we're gonna now theorize based off of this.
100%.
And talk about it deeper.
That's what the caliber of announcement and conversation I think we're having tomorrow.
Fair enough.
We will find out tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be 6:30 our time, so you'll get it on Games Daily no matter what. Unless it totally is lame, we don't care. Number 3, Hi-Fi Rush dev Tango Gameworks, quote, remains dedicated to distinctive and new IPs as it starts hiring for new action game. This is Vicky Blake over at IGN. Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks has unveiled its new look website and confirmed it's working on an unannounced action game. The site, which shows new branding and careers page recruiting for new roles for an unannounced project, states Tango Gameworks' core mission is to, quote, create new games and expand intellectual properties, end quote, as an, quote, independent development studio based in Tokyo, Japan, end quote, under the Krafton umbrella. Quote, finally, after months of waiting, Tango Gameworks is back, and in a brand new way, the studio's new website states. We've opened our site to give our fans and future team members a look into our studio. Here you can learn about the studio philosophy, as well as see featurettes from members of the team. Since joining Krafton, Tango Gameworks embarks on a new chapter, developing titles that resonate with players around the world. We remain dedicated to the creation and growth of distinctive and new IPs, taking on challenges to be a unique voice in the games industry, end quote. Blessing, you loved Hi-Fi Rush.
I did love Hi-Fi Rush.
Do you believe in this mission statement?
See, that's the tough thing, is I want to, and I do. Hi-Fi Rush, I think, fits the bill. It's something that's unique and fresh, especially when you want to talk about it within the action game genre. Hi-Fi Rush in terms of gameplay, right? It's an action game. We get millions of action games. People love action games. That's kind of mainstream, right? Yeah. But what it does with art style, what it does with scope, right? It's like a tight 7-hour experience. What it does with the music gameplay and all this stuff really does make it fresh, really does make it something that stands out, and really, I think, was sort of I think that was the sharpness that was felt in people's hearts when this studio was shut down by Xbox. It's
sure.
Really, the studio that did something really cool, really fresh, and really different, this is the one that you're shutting down. So my there's part of my brain that reads that last part and goes, that's just marketing speak, right? We remain dedicated to the creation of growth and of distinctive and new IPs. That's something that every studio says. That said, from Tango Gameworks, I do believe it, and I am excited to see what they bring to the table, because I hope that whatever their new IPs are have that same level of, freshness, same level of standout ability that Hi-Fi Rush did.
Yeah.
But then there's also the side of me that's all right, Krafton bought you. Is Krafton looking...
Oh, no. Remember in their quote, an independent development studio based in Tokyo, Japan. So we can already get ahead of it. Whatever they make will be up for Independent Game of the Year. That can be indie Game of the year, because they said they're an independent development studio, even though they're owned by Krafton, whose revenue in 2024 was $1.9 billion.
So yeah, there's the part of me that's
let's talk to fucking Striking Distance Studios and see how independent they feel.
But Insomniac is independent, you know what I mean? They're independently under PlayStation. just like how
we can just use the words however we want to now,
Gameworks is independently under Krafton, if you think about it.
Same with Bungie.
Yeah, Bungie's super independent right now.
But yeah, there's the part of my brain that's all right, you're under Krafton. Is the Hi-Fi Rush and new game thing all right, one for us, one for you situation of this new IP that they're working on? is something that needs to be a moneymaker so they can actually justify their existence under a big corporation.
Yeah, how
like
many of
Krafton.
these actually get out? How many of these IPs? And we wish them the best. And I'm not even throwing shade at Krafton. There's many other video game publishers who are way worse about everything. It's just like, this is the normal conversation of the dollars and the cents and the stockholders and this and that. Like, you're gonna have to be making games that make them money because that's why they bought you. And so, what we actually get into, and we're creating new games and expanded intellectual properties. Like, what is the level of success, as always, that your publisher is looking for to say, you did great, keep making those kind of games?
Yeah, I think the thing I wonder about with Krafton as well, right? Like, oh man, I'm on their website and I thought they had less studios. They have more studios than I thought.
Lots of studios.
Because Krafton came out of PUBG Corp, right? Like PUBG launched, they grew, Krafton became a thing over that. And we saw the Dead Space game that we played and we liked a little bit more than other people. Callisto Protocol. Yeah. Callisto Protocol came out under Krafton and like game let down a lot of people, but I would say at the very least, at least that game came out and it was a full single player. It was what they promised it to be, even if it was like a 7.
But then it was that problem, right, where it was like, this is it was a
but
7
then
out
that
of 10
studio
or whatever.
closed, yes.
But exactly, they then kill the studio, or they don't kill the studio. Striking Distance is still around.
It's still around.
Leadership's all gone, or Glenn left, and then they made the roguelike with a completely different art style. It's like, again, we're to the point that we've lost the plot that video games are hard to make. Every time you make a video game, you should be getting better at making a video game. Your team coalesces, they learn more, they understand the processes, and they understand. So, like, to let them do that and then be like, well, they're not getting a Callisto Protocol 2. In the PS2, the PS1 days, even PS3, you usually see people come out with a 7 out of 10, a cult classic, whatever, and then get to iterate on it and hopefully make it better and make it more mainstream.
Yes.
Those days are done, and we keep having the same fucking reoccurring problem of, all right, cool. That's done. Leadership leaves. They go make their own little. We're a AA size studio is gonna make a quadruple A game, and then the whole fucking thing repeats itself as nobody can get this done.
Yeah, like the point I wanted to make was that, like, Krafton, in where they're at as a publisher, right? Are they on that come up level of, oh, we're buying, and like now we have the money to like sustain, and then they're gonna hit that point of downfall. But I think you're right as far as like, well, Callisto came out, it didn't do as well as they wanted it to, and now that studio has lost leadership, and like it doesn't feel like we're definitely not getting a Callisto 2, right? Like,
I would assume, yeah.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen when Tango Gameworks, but also, like we're in this weird place in the industry where sink or swim, like make a banger and make a bunch of money, or look over your shoulder.
Yeah, 100%. Jackie M with a super chat says they bought IP, so Hi-Fi Rush 2. That is what's listed over here on their, take this with a grain of salt, Wikipedia. I forget if we've had them come out and straight up say that, but then I also wonder of like, okay, cool, but Krafton also knows there's money in mobile. Are we gonna go that way with it? Are you gonna try to switch it off and make it a phone game or something to that effect? Not that that'd be bad necessarily.
Yeah, but
is it going to be the Hi-Fi Rush 2 y'all want based on what you got out of that first game?
I hope so. I mean, I don't think so. I don't have doubt in that. But yeah, I mean, Kind of Funny Games in chat also says sometimes you still have to look over your shoulder after making a banger, which is also what Tango Gameworks had to do.
Fair enough. Let's keep it moving. We'll move on to story number 4. Wizards of the Coast signs publishing agreement with Giant Skull. This is Rachel Kaiser over at VentureBeat. Maybe Kaser. I'm going to say Kaser. Wizards of the Coast announced today that it has reached a publishing agreement with the development studio Giant Skull. It will publish the studio's title, currently in development, a single-player action-adventure game with an immersive story set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. While Giant Skull has not revealed any further details about the game thus far, it's currently in development for PC and console. Many of you might be saying, why do I care about Giant Skull? I've never heard of them. Stig Asmussen, Giant Skull CEO, said in a statement, quote, our talented and experienced team at Giant Skull is built on creativity and curiosity. Our goal is to craft a rich new Dungeons & Dragons universe filled with immersive storytelling, heroic combat, and exhilarating traversal that players will fully embrace. Asmussen formerly worked on Star Wars Jedi and God of War series for Respawn and Sony Santa Monica, respectively. Stig, of course, a name that's been around a long time and has put out lots of great games. So the fact that he is over there working on this gets me immediately excited, let alone D&D, the whole
huge.
And like Baldur's Gate leaning so hard into that, right, was so great. Just not the gameplay I wanted, where this sounds way more like if they can do immersive storytelling that way and give me that kind of gameplay, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a great idea, and I'm fascinated to see what that's going to be. Is it going to be, like a God of War style game, but in just a D&D world? I would think that speaks to an audience. I am also fascinated, though, at the same time, that I would have thought that, like, D&D video games in general, and maybe this is, I'm speaking out of turn, chat, let me know if I'm wrong, kind of funny comments if you're wrong. I think that D&D video games in general would be a bigger thing than what they seemingly are, right? Like, I feel like Baldur's Gate kind of has the sauce, and then like D&D video games outside of that feel few and far between. Like, am I wrong about that, or does chat know if I'm like super off base?
What
with
are
that?
you going to, like, rolling a dice and like that?
I'm thinking of
dictates
just D&D world, like games that just exist in that universe.
No, I think you're right. Then yeah, I mean, how many are there in that universe?
Yeah, and like the D&D fan base is
Modernly.
Modernly, like the D&D fan base is growing day by day somehow, because it feels like it's already like at a, people, there's already so many people who I know that are into D&D and tabletop role playing games. But like with all of like the podcasts and Dimension 20 and Critical Role and all these things, right? Like I have multiple different friends that are part of different friend groups that are inviting me to their D&D groups. And I'm like, man, this is everywhere. I saw, who was it that posted, well, I had a few friends. I think Sage Ryan was one of them that posted on Instagram stories them at the Dimension 20 show that was in Los Angeles last night.
Okay.
And they're in a fucking stadium, like playing D&D in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of people, right? Like Baldur's Gate 3 being such a success currently is not an accident. Like there is such a market for it. And so I look at this and I'm like, oh damn, this is such a slam dunk of a thing. But I also, that's why I have the thought of like, man, I'm surprised. Yeah, thank you, Bear, for bringing this up. I'm surprised that this isn't a thing that we're seeing left and right? Like we're not getting D&D games as much as we're seeing Warhammer games, for example.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a great point and a great question. I think it's the universe, I think, is one thing. I think it's the mechanics of it as well that are so interesting in that ad lib nature. And I think maybe that's why it's harder to make a game and why Baldur's Gate works, is there's so many permutations, and it's the things we talked about in the Outer Worlds re-review, right? Of just like coming into Outer Worlds and having that ability of, all right, you can kill anybody or team up this way, or like, okay, that's what makes this role-playing game feel fleshed out and real. And so there's so many video game RPGs, but how many are leaning and able to lean into that to really change the story and the narrative on a whim is different.
I think that's a really good point, right? Like if I wanted just a fantasy RPG, like there's so many I can run to, right? But when I think of D&D, I am thinking the mechanics and like rolling the dice and all those permutations.
Yeah. Blessing.
Greg.
Stig making a new game in the D&D world is pretty gosh darn big, but I'm sick of all this big news. It's a big week. I need some small news. Where should I go?
You'd go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Number 5, the Wii News. From IGN, From Software has released Elden Ring Nightrein patch 1.01.1. The game's first since launch, and it made single-player mode a lot easier. It adds an effect, quote, automatic revival upon defeat, which allows revival once per night boss to solo expeditions, and increases the amount of runes gained for solo expeditions.
Thank God.
Did they also fix how it runs on 50 cards?
Thank God.
Oh, no, wait, I don't know. I'm asking, yeah. Because our stream on Friday, like I was originally playing at Nick's computer, and it looked like ass. And then I had to move over to Mike's computer that we already had set up for Roger, but then Roger abandoned us. Fucking Roger. And it was working, thankfully, okay on Mike's desk, but it was like just one of those things. Like, if we want to play Nightrein this week, there's only 2 computers in the lab right now that run it well, and then the third one is just running like booty.
That's wild. I didn't hear that.
I've never heard of PCs having trouble running a game. That's nuts.
I know, Greg.
From Noble, People Can Fly announced that they're suspending the development of Project Gemini and Project Bifrost. They will also regroup as a studio and scale down their teams, which means layoffs. Boo. That sucks. Outriders devs here, right? People Can Fly. Yeah. So damn, that sucks. I don't know anything about Project Gemini or Bifrost, but always sad to see plans not net out the way they should and move on.
Especially when it seems like, from what I had gathered before about People Can Fly, like, I mean, from here, right? Like, they had a lot of projects that they were scaling up for, working on all these things. Like, I even heard through the grapevine of like, oh yeah, no, they're doing a lot. And so to see these things shut down, it's like, well, that sucks, because obviously you had plans, and now, like, whatever the case may be, probably much money not funneling in at the rate you wanted to support these things, shit goes down.
Good luck to everybody. From IGN, a PSA, Nintendo has confirmed that owners of the new Nintendo Switch 2 should not remove the protective film covering its screen. Quote, the screen is covered with a film layer designed to prevent fragments scattering in the event of damage. Do not peel it off, end quote.
What's going on here?
It's got to be like it's not going to be a sheet of plastic. It's going to be just a film that somebody's going to take a razor blade to. I don't even fucking know.
Is that
it
just
easily starts coming off though? You know, that's where my brain goes.
then don't you just put another one on? Like, is that the same as like the thing that I put on there anyway? Because I always do put the protective.
I would think it is.
So it
something
comes
to that.
pre-protected.
According to
But
Nintendo.
I don't know because
Always use
I
protection.
pre-ordered their carrying case, like the Nintendo Switch, because I don't care about the fancy ones. Just give me a basic fucking Switch one that my Switch 2 will fit in, and that comes with a protective screen. So is that different? I would assume so.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. You're going to have double protection.
Double wrap it.
Exactly.
That definitely works. Don't listen to it. That's a joke.
I mean,
Don't do that.
99.9 plus 99.9. That's pretty
Yeah,
fucking
you
tough.
times
That's
that.
tough to beat.
It's a lot of friction there.
Ripping and tearing. From Insider Gaming, first revealed on social media by a former Hi-Rez employee, Hi-Rez Studio has let go of President Stuart Chisholm, executive producer Travis Brown, and another senior staff member known as Radar. Now, first off, hold on a second. I don't know the news. That's breaking news to me, but it's crazy to hear somebody letting go of their president and their producer, sure, and then they only know this one guy is Radar.
Senior staff member.
Like, I get it. Like, I totally get it. It's just like, that's an interesting way. From VGC, Yoko Shimomura has created a new track for Street Fighter 6,
Let's go.
which will be added to the game in a free update coming later this week.
That's awesome. That's random though. That's
Who is Yoko?
Oh, she did music for Kingdom Hearts Live Alive. I love that
Okay.
Live Alive is my touch point to it. But like, she's like a very legendary composer, like up there with the greats.
Okay.
And so, Street Fighter 6 is really cool for her to do music for.
As if you could get away from it with the conversation here, my Greg Way today, and now Fantasy Life I has officially sold 800,000 copies worldwide. So keep your eyes peeled on that in my reviews so far if you want to hear more about that. Sega Football Club Champions has been announced for PS4 and 5, mobile and PC. And then the Elder Scrolls Online Seasons of the Worm Cult Part 1 and free Update 46 base game patch are now available on PC and Mac. It arrives on Xbox and PlayStation consoles June 18th. And that's it for Wii News. We asked people watching live to, of course, be part of the chat by writing in at youtube.com/kindoffunnygames with super chats. Mellow Fellow says, my favorite duo, G-Spot and B-Hole. How many Night Lords / bosses have we beaten, Bless? Bro and I beat them all this weekend. It's a contender for sure.
I don't understand how people beat all the bosses this weekend.
They're good.
But that good?
I forget who it was, but when Andy and I were playing on Friday, someone in our chat, maybe someone in Andy's chat like Thursday night or in our chat Friday morning from our community was like, damn, that final boss is crazy. And it's like the game just came out.
Yeah, what are you
doing?
This must be some Fast and Furious shit where
They're hacking the planet.
Yeah, I was going to say they're stealing them out of the backs of trucks and playing the game early.
Shit.
Oh.
But that's still crazy because me and Andy had the game early and we couldn't beat the final boss. I'm still sitting on 4 of the Night Lords defeated, and like it's the tough thing now of because the game is now out. Most people are still contending with like those first few Night Lords, and so like I've beaten the Tricephalos multiple times. You know about Tricephalos?
No.
He's a dog with 3 heads and he splits into 3. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like I'm still on those first 4. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get around to beating the second 4. Here's the other thing.
You don't like it that much? I like
it a lot, but
you
not
guys
that
liked
much.
it.
Yeah, but like it's not the thing where I'm like
Gotta get back there.
gotta get back there. Yeah, I'm not thinking about playing it until somebody hits me up. Until Andy's like, "Yo, let's play Nightrein," and then on Friday we played it for like 4.5 hours straight. And so,
What if I hit you up and I'm like, hey, let's play Fantasy Life I?
I don't know about that. It's also the thing too where you mentioned at the top of the show. It's just a busy season. There's so many games coming out. And so, yeah, I wanted to play like some Hollow Knight and some Half-Life and some things that I wanted to get to before I hit this week, because I knew
this week's where it starts.
This week is where it starts. Review season is what they call it.
Danesta writes in with a dad joke of the day. Ran out of toilet paper and I've been having to use lettuce leaves. Today was the tip of the iceberg. Good. That's good. Iceberg lettuce.
Oh, okay.
Sean writes in and says, birthday tax. Not sure if I'm doing this right, lol. Regardless, love y'all and can't wait to enjoy SGF with the best friends. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Sean Zamparelli. We don't want to get in
happy
trouble.
birthday.
We don't want to piss anybody off.
If the bits it's been too long for this, but like after the last Reddit post about us not wishing happy birthday enough, I almost bought like the party poppers. And hit it under the desk.
You were telling me and Roger that I was like, this is swinging in a direction that I don't know if you want to go.
I was gonna go really hard.
Do it one more time though.
Which part?
Just say
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What's the name again? What's their first and last
Sean.
name? Charles?
Sean.
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 Happy birthday, Charles.
Joey Radstone super chats and says, last super chat for a while. Just wanted to say thank you guys for being awesome. Now it's time to save up for the little girl my wife and I are expecting this December. Ooh. First time dad. Any advice, Greg? Congratulations, Joey.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Try to soak it all in. It goes so fast, especially those first couple days in the hospital. So for maybe it'll be a once in a lifetime, maybe twice in a lifetime thing, maybe 10 if you're weird. But you're going to be in a hospital and it's going to be crazy and it's going to be fast and furious. You got to take notes. You got to remember everything. You got to take a lot of photos. Matthew Hidalgo says, "Hey Greg, that shirt looks good on you. Thank you. It's my latest one from DC Comic Shop. I bought those first two. You remember that I wore right after the anniversary." And I wore them in, and I said, I'm like, how do you like the shirt, Tim? He's like, it actually doesn't look like that good of a shirt. And I'm like, they actually aren't. And those are already breaking down. But this one, Comfort Colors, I think they got it set. I don't feel like it's screen printed. I'm pretty stoked about it. What the fuck's
looks good. The logo looks great.
Oh, I blew my nose. It's the dry-ass napkin. I'll be quiet now. El Captain 22 says, sounds like Kind of Funny has a well-planned out week. Be a shame if Sony announced the state of play for this week and makes Tim's hair fall out. I assure you, if you announced the state of play right now, we would be happy as pigs and shit. Yeah. Because that'd be awesome.
It'd be a shame.
It's going to be a traffic bonanza already.
It'd be a shame if I got called in to jury duty today.
That would be bad. We hope that doesn't happen. We hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
We'll see in 15 minutes.
Greg Bott writes in and says, AVP in review when? We will be getting back to the Aliens vs. Predator universe, but, of course, last week was Karate Kid in review. This week is Ballerina in review. And then next week we start Superman in review as a lead-in to the James Gunn film on July 11th. Remember, there's an interview every week, so we try to build to a movie. So since we're not really building to an AVP right now, well, I guess we are Badlands, but that's fucking forever away, right? So whatever. We'll get back to AVP. Don't you worry your pretty little head about it. T-Bone says, I think it's a pretty good chance that IO Interactive makes their own 007 and not have it based off any famous actor. I still think you cast a famous, a video game famous person in there. Whether he looks like that person or not, I don't know. But
yeah, my prediction. Actually, no.
Josh Peck.
Josh Peck. I was gonna say you cast an actor for the mocap and then just have a different voice actor voice him, but I feel like that's less exciting. For 007, you gotta go all in.
Cheesy Abish says, what do y'all plan on Switch 2 at drop? I imagine our stream will be dominated by Mario Kart World, but then there'll be some Deltarune in there too.
You can't start your very first Switch 2 stream without the Nintendo Switch 2 welcome.
You start if I'm here at fucking we download everything, it's 10 o'clock now, and you guys are like, let's play Welcome Park. I'm walking the fuck out of this building.
I'll play some Welcome Tour. You'll hear from me. All right.
Why use your dork voice?
I don't know. I'll play the Welcome. That's just my voice. I just sound like a dork. My regular voice. It just comes out like that.
CJ Splitson says Rahul being in 2 games is weird. Let me tell you about a man named Troy Baker, Nolan North, a woman named Laura Bailey. All right,
Ben Starr.
Oh my God, that's how it is. Don't worry about.
But also, Rahul being in 2 games would be sick as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, he is the guy now. Good for him. I say that like we've already confirmed he's 007.
Send him flowers. Congratulations right now. Of course, we ask people watching live to go to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up. A lot of stuff about my confusion about Scottish, British, England, and all that stuff. So let's get into it. The Axel guy, or that Axel guy, that Exel guy, that Exla guy, Exla. That guy with a bad name. James Bond is canonically Scottish, and Scotland is indeed mainland Britain. Let me try all that again. James Bond is canonically Scottish, and Scotland is indeed in mainland Britain. Then, since that's confusing to me, Katie G says, Scottish is mainland British, just not English. England, Wales, and Scotland are all part of Britain. Okay.
I'm still on that Zila guy, is what I think it is.
Nolan Massey Media says Oblivion Remaster is Unreal 5 open world RPG. Okay, sure.
Damn.
They didn't make
got
the
your
fucking
ass.
game.
Yeah,
though.
it's like they used paint to paint over. They used Unreal 5 to paint over shit. You know, it's not like it was ground up, right?
And then Brad says, please read the People Can Fly update in full. They call out Square Enix and then links to a People Can Fly LinkedIn post that I will now read, because if they're yelling at somebody, I will. Today we made a very difficult decision to suspend the development of Project Gemini and Project Bifrost. The relevant current reports have been released to the market. The suspension of Project Gemini is a consequence of the fact that the publisher has not presented us with a draft of the subsequent content rider to the publishing agreement covering the terms and conditions of further milestones on Project Gemini, and the lack of communication from the publisher as to its willingness to continue or terminate the Gemini project. Sweet fucking Jesus.
Oh.
We're into the legalese. We're going to go
crazy.
after you with the legal fucking
You know,
ease.
this is on me. I only read. I should have read the full thing, because this should have been like the last news story.
Project Bifrost was suspended due to the above and the analysis of the group's cash flow, which showed a lack of prospects for securing organizational resources and funds necessary. I'm burping in the middle of that. Necessary to continue the production and release of this project. As a result, we have to significantly regroup as a studio and scale down our teams, which hurts the most. We wish to express our deepest regret and sadness over how these events have unfolded and our sincere gratitude for everyone's contribution up to this point. And this is from the CEO.
So Project Gemini was Outriders 2? Is that the implication?
Apparently, that's what I would read on this one. And Square's just not answering emails now.
Oh.
Hey, look how it's coming. There's all quiet on the Western Front about that.
It's like they just forgot to tell them that they're not moving forward with this thing anymore. But that was
God
like 2
damn,
years
that
ago.
sucks. Thank you for that. That's a great URL.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you for that.
Kebabs, you usually send in trash, and so you should learn from Brad. Brad knows how to URL
don't do that to
correctly.
Kebabs.
I just did it.
Oh,
It's
damn.
done.
I'm sorry, Kebabs.
And that's it. Everybody, that's another episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily in the Bank, but your live programming day is far from done here. Of course, we're going to do the Gamescast next, where we will give you our final Summer Game Fest predictions for Jeff's big show on Friday. We'll hang out, we'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll have a good time. After that, of course, is the Kind of Funny podcast, where we'll laugh some more and celebrate the Tomorrow War, a film we all like, and we didn't get paid to say it. And then after that, it will, of course, be a stream. More Elden Ring Nightrein. Will our computers run it? I mean, probably. PC gaming's so simple. There's no way this could fuck up. Remember, if you like our shenanigans, we'd like you to pick up a Kind of Funny membership. $10 gets you all of our shows for a month ad-free. Of course, you could go to patreon.com/kindoffunny, sign up for that premium item, get your Snowbike Mike poster for this month to join all the other Kind of Funny posters you have. No bucks tossed away, no big deal. Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime, you know it. For now, it's time to talk about SGF. Remember, our big Switch launch party kicks off Wednesday night and goes all through the night. Will Roger and Mike order bad food? Of course they will. Until next time, though, it's been our pleasure to serve you.